Hi everyone, it's Rocio, and I'm here to talk to you about event editing in Life by You. So we've already spoken to you about quest editing, and that is a portion of this, but we're going to look at the overall event structure around those quests. And we will go over events in more detail with Hannah, our game designer, on events, in the actual in-game events, and the types of events you might see in Life by You. But in case you want to make your own events, this is what this video is for. First, let's go ahead and go to the events. I'm going to show you a quick example, as that's always a good way to see what they look like. So let's go ahead and start with a birthday party. This is one that Hannah was going to show off, so you can see it, a little preview for that. Here you can see the display name is event. Here you can see the display name for the birthday party. You can also mark it as a work event, and Hannah will go over work at a future point in time as well. You can see that there's a time limit in minutes for an event. You can have an event be schedulable by the individual person. So for example, you can schedule a birthday party, you can schedule a date, you can schedule stuff like that, but you won't necessarily be able to schedule your work. That comes with its own schedule. And here you can see under the condition is this person has to have any relationships with the human, in this case, who has a birthday within 10 days. So you can be friends with them, you can be in a relationship with them, and that person can schedule that event and be the host for that event. Here you can see there's minimum, maximum of one host, minimum, maximum of one person, birthday person. And if you go under conditions, you can see again, birthday check, it will check to see when that person's birthday is, because you can't have a birthday party 5 months ahead of their birthday. And then you have guests. So for this one in particular, you can see you can have no guests, you can have up to 15 guests for this party. And the condition here is they need to be acquainted, friends, siblings, parents, or housemates. That's basically the roles. One thing that we can look at here as well is under host, you can see that the host has their own quest. So here for the birthday party host, you will have a time limit for the event. They are the ones who know when they have to schedule and how soon they have to schedule it. And it will quit that event once the time expires. So let's go ahead and go to edit this thing. And here you can see you can override the journal text if you want it to say something particular. Here you can adjust the host name if you want it to say something else other than host. And you can see here for the host on event schedule, they now have the quest to prepare the birthday party. And similarly for the birthday person, they also have their own name, their own quest, and we'll go over what a birthday party looks like in more detail later. And here you can also select the lot selection. So this can be a selected human, it can be public lots, it can be any lots. In this case, you want it to be the participant's home because they're hosting the party. And it will show in your calendar here, which is important to know so you don't miss the event. If you miss the event, then you're missing a party that you're hosting in this case, or that it's your birthday party. So that's the structure of an event, as you can see on this side of it. One thing that I want to go through, let's go ahead and look at what these quests look like on the other side. So for example, let's go to birthday party person. As the birthday party person, there are a couple of things you have to do on your birthday party. You have to attend the party, you have to blow out your candles, and you have to eat cake. These require some kind of interaction, and this one requires you to actually arrive at the lot you need. Here you can see all the steps are optional, so you can go ahead and if you don't want to do something, don't do it. You don't want cake, don't eat cake. This is also a timed quest. If you don't finish in time, the quest will not succeed and you will not get your reward. In this case, you get experience. In the case of the host, you have a lot more to do. You have to actually attend the birthday party, give birthday wishes, you have to give a gift, you have to light the candles, you have to start the birthday song, you have to eat cake. There's a whole lot you have to do as the birthday host. Let's go ahead and make ourselves an event because I think that's the easiest way to show you how this all works. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to game events. We're going to create one and I'm going to title it. I know we just added this feature in, so we're going to test it out. I want to take pictures. So let's go ahead and make this a hike. Let's say, go on a hike. That's the event. And then the display name is going to be typed better. Let's give it a solid amount of time because you never know how long that hike can be. Some hikes can be really long, some hikes can not be long. Let's make the condition, let's add a condition for the traits. So, has trait, let's see, we're going to make this person, I don't think someone, I think we need somebody who likes the outdoors. So let's go ahead and say they're athletic. If they're athletic, you need to have that trait in order to schedule it. From here, you can go ahead and add a new role, which I'm going to go ahead and say hike host. And then we're going to have hike guest. All right, so each one of these will require a quest. And for this person, let's say we need at least one. For guests, we can have up to 4, but they can go alone. They don't need everybody. Let's not invite elders, but let's invite teens. We don't want the elders to get sore knees. I think we already have the condition, so there's no problem there. And I think the guests don't have to be athletic. You know, when your athletic friend invites you to go hiking, you just say yes. Next, we're going to choose a quest. So as you can see, there's a lot of quests here, but we know, because I just made this up right now, that there's no quest that I want to use. Let's go ahead and say picnic area 1 is where we're hiking to. And then it'll show in our calendar, and I think that makes perfect sense. So let's say we made this quest, or we made this event, now let's add a quest for it. Now we go to quests, which we've already done this before, but just to reiterate, you just go here, you add a new quest, the journal tag will be and then I'm not going to add tags, that's for if you were going to plan to refer back to this later, but I'm just going to type in lead the hike. This is a timed quest. Let's give it the same 600 minutes. All steps are optional. And then, perfect. Okay, we'll give them, let's say 200 XP for doing this. You could also give them skills, give them traits. We kind of already went over that in the quest video, so I'll link that in the description below. But first, let's add some steps. So I think for this first one, if you're leading the hike, part of your goal as you're leading the quest is to travel to the lot. So get to hiking location. You're leading this, so, you know, it's up to you. And then so let's do that. And then this is always available, and that's pretty much all you need to do to lead a hike. I think the other person's responsibility is way more important. Let's add one more. This is hike leader. And then this one will be hike guest. And this one will be enjoy the hike, which is arguably more difficult because you're tired, you're cranky, you just want to go home. I think the next things you do here is take photos. So our goal here is to take a photograph. We want to make sure, take photos of the views. We want to make sure you take a photograph. And this person is actually going to be cheerful because you, once you finish this, you're like, you know what, that was worth it. The hike was totally worth it. At least in my experience. It's surprisingly worth it. We're also going to go ahead, add some fitness XP for your efforts up the hiking path. And then one more thing we want to do is we want to admire nature. So let's first let's perform specific interactions. Enjoy the cut here while I went to go make sure I got the name right. So this one is optional. And then here we're going to have them take a location of a picnic and have the object be a plant. That's pretty much it for these 2 quests. So now that I have these 2 set, I go back and I go to my game event. And we're going to go to on a hike. And for the hike host, we have hike leader. And for the guest, we have hike guest. Whoops, daisy. Okay, perfect. So they'll inherit the time limit and give up when the time limit expires. Perfect. That's pretty much it. So let's go ahead, save and close, and I'll see you on this hike. Let's go through our people here. We have Clea. She's athletic, active. She had an energetic childhood. Let's go with Don Andre. He's a tech whiz, lazy, and a well-behaved child. I didn't go ahead and do any of the likes or dislikes. We're just going to roll with this. And see how they fare on their hike. Go to events, create new. She's giving me that side eye. Okay, but that's okay. She is athletic, so she's going to go ahead and pick a hike for, let's do 10 a.m. so they have time to get there. All right. And let's go ahead and invite my roommate. And then, all right, that looks solid. Confirm event. Okay. Now we just have to wait for them to go. Let's see what our roommate's doing. He's watching TV. Okay, he's already going to the hike. Is she going to the hike as well? She looks like she is. So she's athletic, he's a slob. Together, they're going to go take the world by storm. No, she's crying. Oh no. Well, it's fine. He's the one with all the stuff to do with the hike. She'll meet us there probably, right? Yeah, she'll meet us there. Have to go cry in the bushes real quick before I go on a hike. Okay, so I don't know why I made it 10 hours if the picnic location is so close to their house, but that's okay. So he had a couple of quests. I think one of them, we'll do it once he officially arrives on the lot. Okay, so we're here and we're going to go ahead and complete the quest objectives. Oh, he observed nature too recently on that one, so we're going to go ahead and observe nature here. Good observing. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and take a picture and hopefully get some plants in there. Let's see. I think this seems like a nice shot. We're going to go ahead. Let's angle it a little. And voila. Take a picture. Amazing. And that's pretty much how you add an event to Life by You, including the quests that are part of it. Obviously, I made this event way too long for the quests that I gave them, but you can make this more complicated. You can add different events that will trigger once other events finish. There are a lot of options. So once you get your hands on Life by You, feel free to do whatever makes you happiest. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and hope to see you all soon, and we'll go over events.